Hi, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about testing and grading in this video. So we talked about the syllabus already. You hopefully looked at how to access the course material, what the assignments look like, where do the tests pop up, and how to review for those tests if you choose to review for the tests. So going back to the syllabus, there's assignments, projects, and tests, and those are the three chunks that you're going to get your grade from. So the assignments are 20% of your grade. Talked about this a little bit already, but you can access those homework assignments an unlimited number of times. So you can keep trying and keep trying until you get 100%. If you don't get 100% on the assignment, you leave it at 80%. That's the score you're going to get on that assignment. So wherever you leave it at 30%. That's the score you're going to get on that assignment. You can get up to 100% and you can keep on doing it until you get to that 100%. Obviously, as an instructor, I recommend that you just keep on plugging away. And if you get stuck, if you're banging your head against the wall and you just can't get through some particular problem or set of problems, ask. Find a way to say, okay, I'm stuck on this problem. Can you help me with this problem? Move on to the next lesson. If you're waiting for a reply, move on to the next lesson. Start working on the next one, and just keep kind of a running question bank. Okay, I got stuck here. Here's my problem. I moved on. I got stuck here. Here's my question. I moved on. If you're working, you've got 3 hours without kids or whatever, and you want to work on those during those 3 hours, just keep plugging away and keep emailing me with this question, this problem, and I will get back to you. It may not be immediate, but I will get back to you, especially if you're working at 11 o'clock at night. I'm not going to get back to you at 11 o'clock at night, but keep asking those questions. Okay, so that's 20% of your grade is on those assignments. Projects, I'm going to show you where these show up or where you access these in a second, but projects are going to count for 30% of your grade. Those are not on Newton. Those are on D2L, and I'm going to show you where that is here. But all the projects have to be completed and submitted by the due date. I didn't say that about the assignments, but those assignments have to be finished by the due date. There's no late work, and I'll say more about that in a minute. Okay, going back to the projects, you have some choices with the projects. You can either complete them paper pencil and scan it and submit it to me, or you can do it on a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word, and I'll show you what I mean. So on the main D2L page for this class, under assignments, assessments, assignments, here we are. I'm going to switch this actually to student view here, so you can see on my screen what it will look like for you, I assume. You're going to see a subsection here for projects, and then you're going to see a subsection for tests, which I'll talk about in a little bit. All right, so for the projects, there are 4 projects: systems of linear inequalities, it all adds up, are you rational, and quadratic equations. So those are the 4 projects that you have to do. You can see the scoring is right here. You can also see the due dates. So October 9th, October 23rd, November 6th, and December 18th, last day of the class. One thing to keep in mind is the projects are not broken into a fourth of the class. The first project is not due till October 9th. The second one is due almost right away at October 23rd. Those match up with the different tests. The system of equations and inequalities test is due October 9th. So the project that goes along with that material due October 9th. So they match up with the content that you're working on. What you're going to do, and I'm going to speed up a little bit here because I don't want to run out of time, is you have to choose, do you want to do it paper pencil? There's a PDF here. Or do you want to do it and type on the computer and do it as a document? Typing math is challenging. If you feel really comfortable with that, great. If you really struggle with typing a fraction, which I do, you want to type an equation and it just looks weird. Exponents don't show up well in a lot of Word documents. Do it on a piece of paper. So this is what, if you click on the PDF, it looks like this, and you go through and you answer the questions. You can write right on there and then either scan it to me or take a picture and send it to me that way. As long as I can read your work, I don't care what format it comes to me to, how you get it to me. Some of these projects involve graphs. So there's graphs that are already created and embedded on here, so you don't have to make your own graph paper. And you can use this graph paper to create those graphs. Again, that's very difficult to do well and accurately on a Word document, but certainly by printing it off and writing on it, you can do it that way too. So that's where the projects come in. You submit those by the due date, and that's where 30% of your grade. The tests account for 50% of your grade. You will only be able to take the tests once, and they have to be completed in a 2-hour block of time. Those are done on Newton. On the Newton site, you take the test, and you have a time limit, and you have to take that test within that time limit. The work that you do on paper for the tests must be submitted to D2L. If you don't, there will be a grade penalty. There are 2 reasons for this. One is some accountability. It's online, you're at home, there's no monitor there. So there is some accountability issue. The other end of it is computers are extremely picky. If you meant to push 2 and you accidentally pushed 3, it's going to count you wrong, 100% wrong. If you dragged a dot to a spot on a graph on the test on the computer and you didn't quite get it in the right spot, it's going to count you wrong. Computers are really, really picky. If you have it written down on a piece of paper and you submit your work, I am going to go through and double check your work and match it with the problems you got wrong on Newton. If you actually did it correctly, or if you got almost all of it correctly, but you rounded the answer incorrectly, something like that, I want to be able to give you some partial points back, or all the points back. So part of this is accountability. Part of it is I want to be able to give you points back if you got really close to the right answer, but you missed a little bit, you rounded it wrong, or you have the answer correct on your paper and you typed it wrong in the computer. I want to be able to give you points back and raise that score a little bit. So I can't guarantee I can raise your score, but I'd like to try. Please submit that work. If you don't submit your work for the tests, then there will be a penalty. I understand that not every single problem will require work. And when I say that, I mean if it's, I can't even think of a good example. But if there isn't work, put no work. If you did it on a calculator, there may still be work involved. So if you had to solve an equation, if you had to factor something, there should be work involved in most of that. So that's how your tests are graded. That's how your projects are done. Oh, and I'm sorry, to submit that work, you submit it right here on the assignments page. So you click on that test, you submit your work there. Last thing on this video, I know it's getting long, but all work must be submitted by 11:59 p.m. on the date that it's due. You have a big chunk of time to finish these. It's not like 1 week or 2 days to finish. You've got like weeks to finish. So no, there is no late work. You have to get it done. You can work faster. Please do. Some of this is going to slow you down. Don't wait till the very last day to do it. But no, there'll be no late work accepted after the due date. All right, again, if you have questions, please email me and I'll respond to those right away.